Welcome back to a new video. So this was my session from Saturday. I started out with some snatch work, and the goal in this day was not to get up to a maximum weight, but to try to move correctly. So for the snatch, the focus was, as far as like my lower body go, trying to get my feet to land in a normal position. And by normal, I mean a position where I could, if I wanted to, do a full snatch. Oftentimes, or at least lately when I've been doing powers, I've been doing more like Iranian powers where my feet spread out too far to where I would have to move them in order to do a full snatch or an overhead squat after the lift. So I wanted to catch it in a normal position. The reason for that is so I would have to move my upper body more correctly and not just be able to kind of cheat under the bar, which is not necessarily like the worst thing that happens if you're just doing powers and you're just trying to move fast or whatever, but I just wanted to move more correctly. And some of the weird things that was happening at first was like my feet were moving a little bit too high, so I was like slamming my feet a little bit more than I would normally do. So I was trying to prevent that, but I wasn't really focusing a ton on that, but I was just trying to move better. And as I tried to move better, like extending better and getting into the better position in the catch, my feet kind of moved in a more normal way. I'm not one that necessarily needs to, I necessarily think I need to keep my feet super close to the ground or like super soft or anything like that, but it's one of those little things that you kind of notice when you lift if things look different than normal. But as I got up to these working sets, I did 5 sets of 1+1 with 90, and as you can see there, my body language was not very happy with how it started. But as the sets continued, I got a little bit better, and my goal was to kind of do what I did with that power right there, to kind of catch it for a second before I go into the next rep. And with there, the goal is to kind of catch it in a position that's isometric, and for 2 reasons. One, to establish that I'm balanced with the weight. Another is to work on the strength of that position and to just really kind of reinforce positive positions, I guess, as an overarching thing. And there I had that miss there because I was just a little bit out in front. The hang powers are definitely difficult, but the regular power snatches got better a lot faster. By the end, I was happy with how the hang powers, like this one, was pretty decent, but I was still out in front a little bit. And that's why I actually think this will be a good complex for me to do on days like this, where it's not focused on maximal weights, but trying to move correctly and kind of just building strength in general. And you see here, that was probably, I think that was my last set, and that was my best one. And then here, I did a bonus rep with just a power snatch with 100. And I didn't plan on doing this, but I just wanted this to be included in my session because I had that positive last rep, and it was kind of like a reward since I had missed 100 the last week when I was trying to power it, so I wanted to do it. I originally started doing the clean jerk work with straps, but I decided to take them off so I can get more specific with the clean and jerk, with the kind of the hand positions, because you have to kind of adjust your hands normally in a clean and jerk, and just to make the clean and jerks a little bit easier. Straps actually make it a little bit harder for me as it gets heavier, because you have to turn over your elbows or be really intentional about it, because it does slow it down. At least it does for me. The wraps that you saw there, the black ones, were the new hook grip ones that are like for squatting and clean and jerks. So I wanted to try them on, and I put them on in a way that was pinching off my legs really, really tightly. So they are a lot denser than the white wraps that you see here. So if you are considering getting new ones, they are a lot different. So it's very interesting. I haven't used them for like really heavy squats or anything like that, but I experimented with them during this session just to see how they felt, and they are definitely, you can put them on a lot differently than the regular wraps. I think the sleeves are still better for maximal lifts, but these are, the new wraps are definitely different, and in a positive way. Like, they're a lot thicker and strong. For clean jerks, I was originally going to do powers with the 120, but I tried to power the first one and just didn't. And for me, power cleans aren't really that important, since for me, the clean is never really the problem, nor do I find that power cleans really correlate to me doing heavier cleans, but it's the jerk that is the focus. And as you see with these 120s, which I did 5 sets again with them, I was doing the hold and the split, which was making them feel really good. I was really happy with most of the reps. Obviously, some of them weren't the best, but by the end, just like with the snatches, they started to feel like I was putting them into a consistent position. So just trying to spread my feet out further during the split, allowing myself to get a bit lower under the bar, trying to get my front foot out a bit more, just trying to be balanced in the catch of the split. Cleans kind of felt weird on this day too. Just as I was doing them, I kind of went back to how I normally do them, and just a little bit more aggressive in the finish, and that made them feel a little bit better. And then I did a bonus rep here with just a regular clean and jerk with 140. I ended up doing a hold in the split just because it was in that good position. So this is probably one of the best 140s I've ever done. and just the fact that I was able to hold it there, everything was stable. I was really happy with that. So definitely will be continuing to add these in for like clean and jerk, like technical practice days, because of how good the jerks were feeling. And I just need to get a little bit better at cleans, but I think some of that will come as I improve my leg strength. I finished this session with some front squats and some presses. With the pull-lifts programming, there's a lot of sets and reps, even on days that are lighter. So some of the days are like yesterday where it's 5 sets of 3 at like 80-ish%, and then other days it's like 65 to 70% still for reps. But I think it's going to be beneficial to do a little bit less reps on some days and a little bit more on the others, and not necessarily doing, extremely high volume every day. So it's kind of a balancing act. But I was thinking about doing pulls. I decided to do these presses here and kind of end the session here. I still want to add in a lot of the bodybuilding work. I didn't do much on this day just because I was getting tired at this point and just wanted to go home. And I also did the set of 5 in the front squat because I wanted to try out the knee wraps again putting them on in a different way, and they feel pretty good. So I might use them for some squats, but they definitely are pretty heavy duty. But overall, really happy with how this session went. Got a lot of productive work done. And now the goal is to obviously continue to build consistency, but to kind of do that through repetitions, and not just repetitions in an individual session, but repetitions of similar workouts. So I would like to go through a session like this again, not necessarily the next day, of course, but eventually maybe next week, and have it look better, have the reps look how they did at the end, at the beginning, because that will certainly correlate with just having more consistent and better lifts and stronger lifts in general. But that's it for this one. I'll talk to you on the next video, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.